I'm Barry Conrad, and along with my wife Carmen, we have Conrad Hive and Honey. We keep about 75 colonies of bees in central Ohio. We sell honey under the label of Barry's Bees. We sell it at the Clintonville Farmers Market and here at the farm in Canal Winchester. We moved out here to the country about 30 years ago and planted a bunch of fruit trees, and then realized that to have any success with the fruit trees, we needed to have bees to pollinate them. We went to the beginning beekeepers school that is run by the Central Ohio Beekeepers Association, and actually now for the last 20 years I've been in charge of running the school. The Central Ohio Beekeepers Association meets most months on the third Wednesday of the month. We skip a couple months, but we have the meeting dates are on our website, centralohiobeekeepers.org, and we meet at Franklin Park Conservatory. The color and flavor of honey is dependent upon the nectar source that the bees make the honey from. The majority of the honey that we harvest and sell is we just label as Ohio wildflower honey, because in the summertime when the bees are making most of the honey, there's lots of things blooming. The other two honeys that we sell are in the spring. A lot of times you get black locust honey, which is almost water white. It's what's classified as water white. Very light, very mild flavor. Then later in the year, when farmers plant cover crop of buckwheat, we get buckwheat honey. Buckwheat is very dark, almost black, looks like molasses, tastes similar to molasses, but it is pure honey. And then also in the fall when the goldenrod blooms, we harvest goldenrod honey. This is a frame of honey that we take out of the hive, and then when we bring it in, we need to just take a hot knife and cut the wax cappings off of the frame, and then we put it in 6 of these at a time in a centrifuge and spin the honey out. We just strain it to take out any hunks of wax, and then we just let it settle for a day so that the air comes out of it, and then it's ready to bottle. After we cut the cappings off of the honey to extract the honey, then we take those wax cappings and melt the wax down and then use that to make beeswax candles. We sell beekeeping equipment here. We try to keep a full line of beekeeping equipment, and then also in April we go to Georgia and bring back packaged bees for new beekeepers to start new hives, or for established beekeepers to replace winter losses. We try to check our hives about every 10 days because you need to just make sure that the queen is still laying and still doing her thing, and that everything is going as it should be. Unfortunately, things do happen to queens, and if your queen would happen to die or get injured or just run out of the ability to lay eggs, then the hive could start going downhill real quick. So you need to check it about every 10 days or 2 weeks to make sure that everything is in order, and if something would happen to your queen, you need to replace that queen so that you can keep the hive going and keep it strong. Because the whole atmosphere, the whole workings of the hive is dependent upon the queen laying eggs and also on her pheromones. Bees are in trouble worldwide, as are most all pollinators. Nobody knows exactly why, but we think it's just the toxins in the environment that just overcome these small little insects. 1/3 of our diet, 1/3 of everything we eat is dependent upon honeybee pollination. A few years ago in Ohio, a 10% loss of colonies over winter would be considered normal. Now the norm is more like 30%, but last winter the average in Ohio was over 50%. And this can't continue. It's not sustainable to continue losing this many bees.